We are so excited to welcome back to the show the always awesome multi-platinum recording star, Tyler Shaw from Canada. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. This is our 97th interview, I think, which is
We've had some history, which is awesome. It's always good to chat.
yeah, I'm so happy to have you back on the show and back on the station. So new news in the fact that you have a new song, "Run to You," which is out, an album on your way, your fifth album. So we have lots to discuss. So let's actually start with the new single.
Totally.
It feels like it's something like a new era for you. Would you say
Yeah.
that's true?
Yeah, definitely. I guess coming off of I guess the biggest I guess the one of the bigger songs was With You and To the Man. That was like 2018, 2019. And through that period, we obviously went through pandemic and then like a whole bunch of stuff happened between then and now. And now like I have been releasing music in that time frame, but for some reason this start just feels more complete, just very well rounded in many ways. The concept, which we can get into, the way I wrote the music, the storylines, the art, it just feels way more complete than ever before.
When you say like the storylines, does that mean like your new album, your upcoming fifth album will have like a whole arc to it?
Yeah, so this is something that I did completely different, this time around when I was writing this album. I came up with the concept first, and then I started writing the album, which I feel like artists used to do a lot back in like the 90s and even earlier, like a concept album. So that's exactly what I did. I found this concept that I really fell in love with. And from track one all the way down to track 13, it goes through a story, it tells a whole story. Um, and I loved that process. It made writing a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable for me, just to like zero in on the arc of the story, like you said. And yeah, I had a blast.
Now, when it comes to this lead single, is it going to be the first track on the album? Like, are you telling a story in that way?
This is actually going to be track number 7. Run 2
Okay.
is track number 7, so it's kind of right in the middle of the story. um I'll leave it up to you for now to kind of figure out where it's coming from and where it's going. And see, like you can tell, I'm kind of beaming, like just having people guess and anticipate, like waiting for the whole storyline.
Now, when I was listening to the song, the single, "Run to You," obviously, like I hear the Tyler sound, but I hear like an evolution. So, do you find that's happening for yourself?
Yes, yeah. I mean, every project. This goes for, I think, artists across the board, but every project you want to develop and elevate, your sound, and you also want to be in love with it too, right? So for this project, I'm proud to say that is this song at least is 100% produced by me. Which again, I because this was 4 years ago. I moved to Ottawa. This is where I live now, and being in Toronto 10 years prior to that, to the move here, I was just delegating work left and right. Like, oh, this producer will do it, that producer will do it, because there's so much talent there. I was just like, yeah, whatever, like it's all good. And being in Ottawa, government city, not too artsy. There are a lot of talented artists here, but that don't really aren't part of the mainstream kind of industry yet. I built myself a studio, which I'm in now, and I was like, I've always known how to do this. Why don't I just do it this time? And again, fell in love with that process. Like, producing is something that I've always enjoyed, even if that means spending an hour and a half looking for the right snare sound or the right clap sound. Um, so yeah, in that sense, like I've elevated my own artistry by just doing a lot of it myself. I'm extremely hands on with this project, all the way down to like directing and filming my own music videos, and it's been more work, but it's been enjoyable.
Let's talk about the album itself. Like, I know you don't have a release date yet for us,
Mhm.
but do you know like obviously, well, I shouldn't say do you know, of course you know. You seem to have a whole plan about how this album's going to roll out. So like will it be in this year or are we waiting for a long time before we get the album?
It'll be. I'll say this: the way that this album kind of structure and rollout plan is going is something I've never done before. In the past, I've done like song, write, release a song, right. Okay, now we have like an album. Okay, what's like the vibe? With like what is we're all trying to figure it out on the go, which is always so frantic, and I didn't like that. So what I've done, the album, I wrote the album. The album is done, and it's been done for like 9 months already. Um, it's just fine tuning things and getting it to mix and master at this point. But now that the music is done, we were able to shift our focus into marketing and the content of it all and the album packaging of it all. So I was in Spain. This might have been last month or 2 months ago now. And we shot a bunch of videos for it. All the album artwork was shot there with the concept and vision in mind. Acoustic versions, like everything, like a lot of stuff out there. So that it just makes sense when you have this body of work that's like, if you listen to the music and you look at the visuals of it all makes sense instead of just being like tossed and like, oh, this might look good over there, and then you end up with like this, I don't know, montage of random stuff. So I've really liked it this way. It's a lot better, and then I'm able to like focus on, you know, social media and rolling out the things properly instead of being drowning in like, oh, I've got to write like 3 more songs for this album and chasing that. I'm able to like pinpoint and shift focus where it needs to be.
Because you've had such a plan with having this as a concept album, and obviously you've mentioned already it's been more work for you to get this to like happen and put it all together. But do you feel more at peace because you've had the time to do it the way you want to?
For sure. Yeah. Like, yeah, it is the more work, but it's more, like I said, more enjoyable work. And there is a peace, a sense of peace around it. Being so involved though, like I'm obviously nervous. Like you're always nervous when you're releasing new music. However, I will say the response to Run to You already has been out of the gate, just extremely overwhelming. And I've been meaning to post up a video of just saying thanks to everyone who's been consuming it. Cause it's one of my best out the gate songs ever. So I'm extremely thankful.
You mentioned that you went over to Spain to do a lot of this artwork for it and like videos and all that. Why Spain? What's over there?
A villa. we had looked at, it was actually my wife's idea. We knew of this villa in Italy that we knew the owners of, and we were trying to make that work. But then from that idea was like, well, yeah, like because the vibe of the album is kind of, I guess, European-esque at least. And we were shooting this stuff in February, so you can't go anywhere in Canada that doesn't have snow. And I'm like, that's definitely not what I'm picturing. And I hope I never picture snow in an album artwork because it's just brutal. So yeah, we decided on Spain, the landscape. We just found this villa online. And when we arrived, we just started shooting a bunch of stuff. Little side story about the Spain trip though. We were there for a week and we got everything we needed. Left on Sunday, landed on Monday, and I was feeling good. Tuesday, woke up really early, went to the gym, hit the sauna. You know, I was like, gotta get into it, you know? Did a full day of shoot in the sun, photos, videos, everything. Then around like 4 p.m., I was like, I don't feel too good. I'm going to go lie down. So I do that. I fall asleep for a couple hours. I wake up. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to call it. Let's just hit it for the sunrise in the morning. And then all night, I was just so sick. Just like, I won't even gross you out with the details, but you can imagine. And then, so I was KO for the next day, 24 hours. I was out, and it lingered all the way up until the Saturday. And then we went home Sunday. So Saturday, I was like, I'm feeling 100%. And then I left home the next day. So, but it landed to like there's a sense of like, I don't know, tortured artist vibe,
Yeah.
you know? And it helped because I was literally like, I remember the Tuesday night where I was just done, like KO'd. I remember they're like, let's do this one. I was like, okay, let's try to do this one shot. And I remember being out there like literally like this. And the photo turned out so good. So I'm like so sick, but it was like so like, you know, artistic in a way. Anyway, it was fun.
The universe was working for you, Tyler.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I like the
Let's
tortured
go with
artist thing.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about you coming. So you're heading out on tour. You're coming to Montreal, which we're super excited about. You know, as mentioned, you and I have had a long history of interviewing you when you come to Montreal. Um, how does Montreal still sit for you, like 10 years later?
Gosh, I it sits as if I was there for the first time back in 2013, maybe 2012. Montreal, and I say this every single time I have an interview about coming to Montreal. Montreal has treated me with such respect and such kindness since day one, and that has never gone away. So whenever I book a show in Montreal, I'm so pumped about it. I've heard great things about the venue, Bar Le Ritz. So I'm just excited to see the fans out there again.
What is it about Montreal that is different? And I'll just use a preface. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I recently went to see Ray in concert here. Like, she was here just recently,
Awesome.
and she loves Montreal, but she was even loving us more by the reaction she got this time around. Cause obviously, like, her star is rising, like, all that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. But she was just like blown away. And I feel like all artists that come here have a different experience than anywhere else. True, false?
I think it's true. As I've never, I'm about to tour Europe. I don't know what it's like out there. I've only heard great things about the fandom and how people react to live music out there. But I will say this, and this is no disrespect to the rest of Canada, but there's something about Quebec in general, Montreal, but Quebec, that they just care on another level. They're just like in awe of any type of live music. I feel like you can walk into a bar in Montreal. It could be a DJ, it could be a singer songwriter night, could be like, I don't know, some rock band, and people are just like, yeah, like in for the enjoyment of live music, like not caring about really anything else. They're like taking it all in every single minute of the show, and I feel like that's the biggest difference. Um, Again, not to say that other cities in Canada aren't like that, but there is a slight edge that Montreal has and Quebec has that you're not going to find anywhere else.
Would you ever move here? Because like I know, like obviously all the times we've talked, like you're, and I mean we know you're from the West Coast. You were in Toronto for many many years. Now you're telling me you're in Ottawa, and now I'm jealous because I'm like Tyler Shaw should come move here.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it lots, but the main reason why we're in Ottawa is that my wife is from here and we have kids, and when I'm gone, it's a lot easier for my in-laws to come 10 minutes down the road, come to the house, stay over if they need, and help my wife out, than it would be if we were in Montreal. And nannies are expensive. So
Yeah.
I'm not, yeah. We'll see how this next album does. Maybe, maybe a summer home in Montreal. Who knows?
I love that. I do have to ask, like, when you do come to Montreal, is there a favorite restaurant that you have to go to, or some kind of activity that you must do when you're here?
I actually I don't have a go-to. Obviously, pick up some bagels. Saint Viateur is my spot. As I know there's a Saint Viateur or Fairmont.
Yep.
I'm more of a Saint Viateur guy, but there isn't like one specific end. I really a producer that was helping me out on this next album, Connor Siddell. He's from Montreal, and he put me onto the Mile End area, and I'm obsessed with that area. Like, which again, Bar Le Ritz is in that area. I'm staying in that area when I come over. Um, but yeah, there's no specific like one restaurant. You'll have to send me some recos. I know there's so many good options out there, but I always find myself anywhere I go in Chinatown
Yeah.
because that's like my comfort food is like noodles, dumplings, dim sum, like all that. But I know there's like so many amazing restaurants out there.
Amazing. Well, we cannot wait for you to come. And is there anything that you would like to let your Montreal fans know to like expect or get ready for some kind of surprise when you're on stage with us here?
Not really of a surprise. We're celebrating 10 years of my debut album, so expect a lot of songs from that album. But I'm also going to be playing some new ones as well and some covers that might be a little bit surprising. But all in all, it's a solid, good time show and hopefully a little bit nostalgic while also celebrating new releases. So
I have to ask you about, your version of Gail's song that went
Yeah.
completely bananas. And just for people watching or listening, like that was your "Love You Still,"
Mhm.
ABCDEFU.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that song? And did you have any clue it was going to go global and bananas and viral and all that stuff?
I had no idea it was gonna do that. I chose that song because I was literally like everyone else during that time scrolling TikTok, and I saw that version with oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the woman who did it. It was a stitched TikTok, but with some influencer singing Gail's song, and something clicked, and I was like, what if you just kept going with the alphabet and turned it into a love song? And I remember spending a few minutes at the piano just singing a couple different versions, and then landed on the "Love You Still" version that you hear now. Uploaded it. Next day, it already had like 1 million views, and I was told my team, I'm like, does this mean I'm viral? Like, what is, And then obviously it kept growing and growing and growing, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it's got like 8.8 billion short, like not views, but all encompassing. It's been consumed 8.8 billion times or something like that. So, which is pretty crazy to think.
That's awesome. Now, what is your relation to social media these days? Like, obviously, you're a dad, you've got a lot going on.
Mhm.
Do you find you're addicted to it? What's your favorite platform? And do you love this direct communication with your fans?
It's hard to balance, obviously. Am I addicted to it? I think I think the majority of people are, but it's just being aware of that. Like at times I'll be like, Instagram and TikTok do this thing where you have to stay into the app to upload, your videos. So you find yourself like scrolling as it's uploading. And half the times I realize this and I throw my phone across the room to be like, blasphemy, like stop this shit. And so in that sense, I'm like, I'm aware that it's like an addictive thing. And I try so hard to like not be a part of that. Although when I am scrolling, I'm like consciously being like, what can inspire me? Like maybe there's a trend or two that I can like pick up on and use or whatever. So it's research, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's
Um,
fair.
I do use Instagram more than anything else. Obviously, TikTok is there for when you need it. YouTube Shorts is also a good one. Um, I know there were 3 questions there. I don't know if I answered all three.
That's You got them all.
Okay.
Before I let you go, are you cool to do a couple of fast fact questions? Because we always love to have a little fun with Tyler Shaw.
I'm terrible at this, and I think you know that. I always overthink things, but let's do it anyway.
Okay. Is there, or I shouldn't say, what pop song in the last like 6 months to a year that's on like top 40 radio, so Virgin Radio Montreal, do you wish you had written?
I'm trying to think of, because I don't really listen to too much radio. Let me, you know what, being put on the spot now, let me go to the top 40 charts right now,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
let me take a quick look.
Is there an artist that you're loving in Popland right now? Like that's just
Olivia
kind of.
Dean,
Oh yeah, okay.
for
Okay.
sure, for sure. I mean, I could say that like within the last
Yep.
6 months, like it's been Olivia Dean in the household for a while. So why don't I just say that?
Okay, that's perfect. Is there another Canadian artist right now that you'd love to like in Popland that you would love to collab with? Especially now that you're in Ottawa, I feel like you and Jamie Fine should hang out.
We have texted so many times back and forth, and our schedules just never line up. It's been ridiculous. I've been here for 4 years, and it's literally been 4 years. But Ottawa's this small. We've run into each other more times than we can even account for, but we can't seem to like plan a meetup. That's Ottawa to T. Yeah, no, I'd love to write with Jamie. Absolutely, write and collaborate. No doubt. Other Canadian artists, like, gosh, there's actually so many, and like we all know like Alessia Cara, that would be a good one. Sophia Kamara is also a really good one. There's a guy here actually, Patrick Thomas, who co-wrote Run to You with me. He is phenomenal. So I guess in a sense we've already kind of collaborated. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I like that. Is there an artist or producer who you would love to switch places with for just one day? Like who would that be and why?
I think Ryan Tedder would be sick to not Canadian, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. No.
Doesn't have to be. Okay, so Ryan Tedder would be. I've always been a fan of his. So just to like see how his brain works in certain writing sessions and whatever would be like sick to have that kind of like perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just his connections to is like unreal, and his like, yeah, his producing is top notch. Obviously, he's written and produced so many songs. Most recently, Tate McRae, another great Canadian artist. Yeah, I'd say Ryan Tedder.
There's been so much talk of like, space flight in the last like while.
Yeah.
So, which three other artists would be in Tyler Shaw's flight crew?
Oh my god, that's an amazing question. Wow, anybody? Holy cow!
Anybody? They can even be dead. I feel like.
No, that's opening up way too many. Like,
Okay.
let's stay up with the live here. I need this zero in. I mean, just because I love her so much right now is Olivia Dean. We'd be partners. Let's go. Not sure how she would do with the G-force, but
Yeah.
I don't know how I would do the G-force. For some reason, I want to say Katy Perry because she's been to space, so she may have some some tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Who knows? And then I guess I need another homie in there.
Yeah.
Let's say. I mean, I've always been a fan of Bublé, so some comedic relief from him would be most welcomed.
Perfect. Here's a question that's not a fast fact question. I just wanted to ask you because since our last chat, you've had more children, and soon I do think you will be fronting the starting five for the Toronto Tempo. So how has being a dad and now like having another one that's on the way, like how does Tyler Shaw find time to be a present dad, which I see on your social media, like you seem very present, and then but having to be artist and provider and all that stuff?
I'm still figuring it out. I really am. Since our first 5 years ago, every year is a challenge, and for the first year of Everly, or our oldest child, for the first year of her life, I was very much around because it was still like the tail end of the pandemic, and then things started picking up again. And then with my second, I haven't been around much within the last 2 years. So when I am home, I try to be home. Obviously it's hard because music industry and I'm an artist, and that's technically where you're running your own business. And when you run your own business, you're working 24/7. So I mentioned, when I'm on social media, I toss my phone away. Same thing, like texts or emails will be coming through. I'll be toss it. Just like toss it. I can't deal with this right now. Like, my little one wants to play Elsa or whatever. I'm not perfect. Obviously, I'll catch myself on my phone when my daughter's trying to talk to me or something like that. And I realize that. But my family gives me a load of grace, which is all I could ask for. And they're super supportive. And even though they hate it when I leave, and this tour coming up in Germany, or the Canadian dates starting next week, is kind of when it kicks off. It'll be the longest stretch I'm away from home. And it's going to be hard for everybody. It'll be really difficult. But I'm actually working on recording a podcast for them, so they have an episode each day that I'm away to listen to. So it's little things like that I try to be proactive on. But like I said, it's a constant learning game.
Okay. Now, last question, message for your Montreal fans.
Oh my gosh. What can I say? Honestly, what can I say except just I think I can't even put into words how much gratitude I have for Montreal fans. The city is just buzzing with life, and you bring that life to each and every show. So I'm very much looking forward to coming back next week, and someone bring me bagels, please.
Perfect. St. Viator bagels, by the way.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Amazing. Tyler, thank you so much for doing this.
Of course. Anytime, Kelly. Like, honestly, it's such a good time to chat with you, always.
Amazing. Tyler Shaw, don't forget to grab all of his social media handles off of his website, tylershawmusic.com, and of course, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff. Support his new song, Run to You, and of course, his 5th studio album on the way.